So on May 31st, we have a blue moon, and this is the second full moon of the month of May. And it happens right in the heart of the scorpion, right in the middle of the sign of Scorpio at 15 degrees and 42 minutes in the portion of the sky called Anuradha Nakshatra in Vedic astrology. This is a super intense full moon, yes, because it's happening in Scorpio, but also because it's in the Scorpio Navamsha. So the last pada of Anuradha falls into Scorpio. And so this full moon is Vargotama. And so it is very drenched in scorpionic energy, which has to do with immense transformation. And Anuradha is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn teaches us to face reality, basically. And so this full moon really highlights difficult relationship dynamics. And really, it highlights a lot of dark issues, difficult issues, we can say. Anuradha is a beautiful star of resilience and bouncing back from adversity and from challenges. You know, the lotus is the symbol, and the lotus flower blooms beautifully amidst, muddy, murky waters. Radha is basically the name of the consort of Krishna, and she's the epitome of divine love, true love, and the epitome of devotion as well. And this star deals with friendship, with connections, with alliances, and also a sense of belonging. And so issues surrounding loyalty come up. And so this is a fantastic time to ask yourself, what are you loyal to? Who are you loyal to? What are you devoted to? And is it for the right reasons? Is it genuine? Is it authentic? Or is it based on the lower vibrations and frequencies of Scorpio, which would be attachment, obsession, toxicity? Is it toxic devotion, toxic loyalty? Are certain relationships in your life toxic and unhealthy? So this full moon really highlights these relationship dynamics. The full moon is conjunct a very powerful royal star called Antares, and it's in the heart of the scorpion, and it deals with immense power and powerful alliances and connections. And it also pertains to war. And then the sun in the opposite sign in Taurus is also right in the middle of the sign of Taurus. It is conjunct another royal star called Aldebaran. And this also pertains to immense power, immense wealth, materialism. The president of China has his son here, by the way, and he's a very powerful world leader and figure. But also Aldebaran deals with violence too. Violence and power dynamics, basically. Both of these two royal stars deals with such things. And so this can transpire in the world as some sort of violent event that takes place. Unfortunately, I hope not. But this is what it's pointing to. On a personal level, I believe that this is pointing to taking your power back some way, somehow. Maybe you've been betrayed in a relationship, because betrayal comes up when we talk about Anuradha Nakshatra. And so maybe there's something concerning betrayal for some of you, the betrayal of trust, of loyalty, and things like that. Mars is sitting in the 6th house from the full moon very powerfully. This is a powerful position for a malefic to be in a malefic house. It gives that planet the strength and the toughness to deal with adversity, with challenges and things like that. However, what is a little bit concerning is the degree of Mars. Mars is also sitting right in the middle of the sign of Aries, and it's the exact same degree as the moon, the full moon. And so what we have here is we have an aspect called a quincunx, a 6-8 aspect that can really generate, that can really contribute to extreme reactions, emotional reactions, like anger, like violence, like explosiveness. Mars in Aries is often associated to the military, to wars, to violence and impulsivity and things like that. When we talk about the moon is our emotions, our emotional reactions, and our subconscious automatic reactions. It's our perception, the way that we perceive everything. It's our colored glasses that we wear. When it's in a hard aspect with Mars, it creates, fiery, impulsive, emotional reactions, basically. So maybe there's something that has been making you upset and angry. Now there's a beautiful triple conjunction going on in the 8th house from the full moon in Gemini. We have Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter. And yes, this is a Saraswati normally, but Saraswati yoga doesn't occur in the 8th house. It occurs in the Kendras, the angular houses 1, 4, 7, and 10, and the trinal houses 1, 5, and 9. And then with the exception of 2 more houses, the 2nd and the 11th house. So when you have these benefics in any of these houses at the same time, you have a Saraswati yoga. Nonetheless, this energy is still going on in the world, but this is specifically a Chandra Adi yoga, which gives a layer of protection, a layer of grace and blessings. And even it can give abundance, material wealth, wealth in the form of knowledge and wisdom. It has a lot to do with higher consciousness as well. And it's a beautiful aspect to have. So this full moon is quite intense, very intense, where we have to come to terms with certain realities pertaining to certain relationship dynamics. After this full moon, things are going to be brighter, lighter, with Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter moves into Cancer, the sign of its exaltation, on June 1st. And it's actually going to fly through the sign in 5 months until October 31st. Then it enters Leo. It stays there for a little while. It turns retrograde, and then it backs up back into Cancer on January 24th, 2027. And it's going to stay here until June for 6 months to finish and complete its 11-month cycle. And the first part and the second part of Jupiter in Cancer are 2 different flavors, if you ask me, because in the second part in 2027, Jupiter is going to be conjunct Ketu the entire time. This is a very different sort of energy. And also Mars is going to be there as well. Mars is going to be Gandanta. But I'm going to talk about this in another video. But brighter days are coming. There's a Saraswati yoga in Cancer. And this one is very powerful because it involves the exaltation of Jupiter. And it's going to be between June 22nd and July 4th, a highly favorable time for travel, learning, education, healing. The channels of the higher mind and higher awareness are going to be fully opened. So brighter days are coming for sure.